Presenter, Philip Miletic, working with Dr. Amy Morrison in the Department of English Language and Literature, is going to speak to us on Only Connect, the virtual communities of Gertrude, Stein, and David Foster Wallace.
Thank you. Quite often, you'll hear that not too many people read these days, especially us millennials. But this has been a lament of the 20th century into the 21st, that generation is too glued to their TVs, radios, internet, or video games. A lot of writers and thinkers of the 20th century voiced these very concerns. They all had an unbearable anxiety that mass media was turning us all into brainless, non-reading, passive consumers, destroying any sense of identity or community. Optimistic, aren't they? But my dissertation argues that two American authors thought quite differently. Gertrude Stein in the early 20th century and David Foster Wallace in the latter. I examined the relationship between Stein, radio, and her book Everybody's Autobiography, and I compare this relationship with Wallace, his novel Infinite Jest, and the online communities that center around that book. In both cases, the internet and radio are similarly used and imagined by these authors and their readers to explore different modes of reading, in which communities are created around reading and autobiographical practices. Stein always believed in the intimate relationship between authors and readers, but it was not until she was introduced to radio that she began to realize the communities that literature could create. Stein was awed by radio's ability to calm the anxieties concerning American identity and community during the Great Depression, and she wished to recreate this experience in literature with Everybody's Autobiography. For Stein, radio filled her with a sense of everybody listening, and this gave her a sense of community. And so my dissertation illuminates the plurality of voices that fill the book with autobiographical narratives, establishing a community in which Stein and others belong to. Now, Wallace also believed in the intimate relationship between authors and readers, and this is most evident in a blog. During the summer of 2009, a community grew around reading Infinite Jest on a blog called Infinite Summer. Wallace's concerns about addiction, loneliness, and depression were major concerns for those participating. In fact, rather than just discuss the novel, the blog is filled with these concerns, some even sharing how the novel helped them out of their addictions. These bloggers, I argue, establish a communal text that is not read separate from, but alongside Infinite Jest as if it were part of the novel. These two communities prove that we're never reading less, but always differently. My study reveals the tensions of community and mass media, how these tensions appear in American literature, and why these two particular texts invite readers to share with others stories that may be taboo or untrendy. Thank you.